So, it finally happened. Did Kirk Frost seriously mess up the biggest opportunity of his life? Did Rasheeda finally wake up and say, "Boy, bye," after years of being cheated on, dealing with secret children, and all the nonsense? And how did Kirk go from being the head of a thriving empire to losing it all overnight? This isn't just some typical reality show drama, this is real life. Rasheeda isn't just walking away, she's taking the house, the money, and maybe even Kirk's last hair follicle. And let's not forget, the streets are talking. Leaked documents, messy insiders, all spilling tea hotter than Georgia in July. We've got all the details about Kirk's downfall, his divorce, and why this might be the end of his career. Grab your popcorn, sip your tea, and get ready because this is about to be one of the wildest celebrity breakups of the year. Trust me, once you hear what Rasheeda just did, you'll never look at Kirk the same way again. Alright, let's break this down because this isn't just some regular reality TV storyline. This is Kirk Frost's entire empire crashing in real time, and the worst part is he did it to himself. Yeah, the same guy who spent years lying, manipulating, and disrespecting Rasheeda is now out here looking completely lost, broke, and desperate. Rasheeda, well, she finally woke up and let's just say, she's done with being the ride or die girl. She's made her biggest power move yet, and trust me, Kirk is in trouble. But how did we even get here? How did Kirk go from managing Rasheeda's career to secretly draining her bank account behind her back? Let's break it all down. Kirk and Rasheeda have been together for a long time. They started out as an Atlanta power couple, Kirk as the manager, Rasheeda as the artist, and together, they built an entire brand. But if you've been paying attention, you'd know Kirk wasn't just managing Rasheeda, he was controlling her. The guy had her whole career in a headlock. He made all the big decisions, signed the contracts, moved money around, and guess what? Most of it wasn't even in Rasheeda's name. Yeah, Kirk had everything under his name, which meant Rasheeda didn't have as much control over her empire as she thought. For years, people tried to warn her. They were out here telling Rasheeda, "Wake up," but she didn't want to hear it. Even after the whole Jasmine Washington situation. Remember Jasmine? The woman who suddenly popped up saying Kirk was her baby daddy? And let's not forget how Kirk straight up denied that child until the DNA test exposed him. Yet Rasheeda stayed. But this time, things are different. This isn't just another cheating scandal. This is it. Rasheeda is done. Now, let's talk about how Kirk really messed up. The cheating? That's bad. The lying? Also bad. But playing with Rasheeda's money? Now that's a game changer. Word on the street is that Kirk had been playing a long, sneaky game with their finances. While Rasheeda was out there hustling, dropping music, running boutiques, securing endorsement deals, Kirk was quietly making shady investments and moving money behind her back. According to sources, he had been secretly funneling money from their businesses into private accounts. Money that Rasheeda worked hard for. And get this, he was allegedly using those funds to support another woman's lifestyle. Yep, he was spending Rasheeda's hard-earned money on a side chick. And when Rasheeda finally caught wind of it, oh, it was game over. This whole mess started a few months ago when Rasheeda noticed something wasn't right with their financial records. Money was disappearing from their joint accounts. Invoices weren't adding up. Assets she thought she owned? Turns out, they were under Kirk's name. Rasheeda, being the smart businesswoman that she is, started investigating, and it didn't take long for her to find the receipts. She confronted Kirk about the missing money, and instead of coming clean, he lied. Really, Kirk? Do you think you can pull one over on a woman who built an empire? But here's the kicker. Rasheeda found out Kirk had been setting up a new business without her. A new company that he was planning to run without her involvement, and one that would hold a lot of their assets. That was Kirk's escape plan, secure his own money and businesses before Rasheeda could take him to court. But Rasheeda wasn't blind to it. As soon as she found out, she made her own move. She hired a top-tier divorce attorney, started pulling her money out of their shared accounts, and hit Kirk with the divorce papers. Fast. He didn't even have time to blink. Now, this isn't just about leaving Kirk. Rasheeda is coming for everything. Sources say she's demanding a full financial investigation. That means if Kirk was hiding money, spending it on side chicks, or making shady deals, it's all coming out in court. And let's just say Kirk is not ready for what's about to hit him. Kirk is scrambling. The man who once lived lavishly off of Rasheeda's success is now at risk of losing everything. He's already reaching out to lawyers trying to negotiate with Rasheeda, but she's not hearing it. And honestly, who can blame her? After all the humiliation, the cheating, and the financial betrayal, she's done being nice. The craziest part? Kirk really thought he was untouchable. He thought Rasheeda would stick by him no matter how bad he treated her. But now, it looks like he's about to take the biggest L of his life. Now, let's get into the legal drama. The messy courtroom battle that's about to unfold. Kirk's desperate attempts to save himself. And the shady tricks he's trying to pull to stop Rasheeda from taking everything. At first, Kirk tried to beg. Word on the street is that he's been blowing up Rasheeda's phone non-stop, leaving voicemails, sending long texts, even showing up at her store trying to talk things out. Can you imagine the audacity? This man standing in front of her store looking pitiful, begging for another chance. But Rasheeda wasn't having it. Sources say she straight up ignored him, told her employees to turn him away, and even had security on standby in case Kirk tried anything manipulative. At this point, Kirk started panicking. He knew the second Rasheeda filed for divorce, she would go after half of everything they built together. So what did he do? He tried to move money out of their joint accounts. Reports say he started quietly withdrawing large amounts of cash, wiring money to different accounts, and transferring assets into other people's names, all to keep Rasheeda from getting her fair share. But here's where Kirk messed up. Rasheeda was already one step ahead. She had her lawyers freeze the accounts, flag suspicious transactions, and make sure Kirk couldn't move a dime without her knowing. So when he tried to pull that money, boom, denied. His own bank even put a hold on his accounts for suspected fraud. Now Kirk is stressed. Remember how Kirk was planning to set up a business behind Rasheeda's back? Well, it turns out that wasn't the only shady thing he was doing. Reports say he had been funneling money into hidden investments for years, buying properties, running side businesses, even creating fake shell companies to stash cash. Guess who found out? Yep, Rasheeda's legal team. They've pulled all the records, and now Kirk's looking at a full-blown financial investigation. If it turns out he was hiding assets to avoid paying Rasheeda what she's owed, he could be facing major legal consequences, including fines or jail time. And, of course, we can't forget about the side chicks. Remember Jasmine Washington? The woman who had a baby with Kirk behind Rasheeda's back? Well, she's back in the mix. Word on the street is that Jasmine's been running her mouth saying Kirk promised her money, but now that cash has dried up, she even hinted that Kirk was using Rasheeda's money to support her and their child for years. And there's another woman, an Instagram model, who's also claiming Kirk was financially supporting her too. At this point, Kirk is looking like a fool. His accounts are frozen. Rasheeda's coming for everything. And those side chicks? Well, they're about to be really disappointed because there's nothing left for them to claim. Kirk is officially losing everything. His reputation is shot. No one in the industry wants to work with him anymore. From reality TV to the Atlanta business scene, people are distancing themselves from him. Even those who used to defend him are now saying, "Damn, Kirk, you did this to yourself." So, what's next for Kirk? He's trying to reach out to old business partners asking for help, but no one wants to get involved. He even tried pitching ideas for a new reality show to Vone, but the network passed. No one wants to touch him with a 10-foot pole. Meanwhile, Rasheeda is thriving. She's rebranding her businesses, securing multi-million-dollar deals, and even getting brand endorsements and magazine covers. She's turning her experience with Kirk into the biggest win of her career. And as for Kirk, he's just a footnote in her success story now. In the end, Kirk Frost's name is done. He went from being a respected music exec to a cautionary tale. If there's one thing we can learn from this, it's this. If you have a good thing in your life, don't ruin it with greed, lies, and betrayal. Because in the end, karma always finds a way to collect.